Hello, and welcome to I Wish a Mother Would. We are here to inspire moms and caregivers to do creative things in the home, and I wish a mother would try to stop me. So, I'm your host, Shanequa Dasher, and I'm so excited to bring you so many beautiful experiences today. And one of those beautiful experiences is someone I've known for I don't even know, maybe 10 years. I don't know. It's been so long. And her name is Coach Chef Kim. I'm so excited to have you here.
Oh my God. I can't believe it.
About 10 years ago, when I used to make, I'm a creative, and so I used to make tutus and custom shirts and all kinds of fun stuff for kids, and I made something special for your daughter.
Yes.
And
it was for Easter.
Yes.
It was for Easter.
Oh my God. Wow. And I mean, we have been connected ever since. She's such a beautiful soul. You're such an amazing woman. Like, you inspire me to no end, and I'm just going to let the people get to know you. Tell them about you. Tell them what your purpose-driven passion is.
Absolutely. So, as Shanequa said, I am Coach Chef Kim, and one of the things that's happened to me over the last couple of years is I have moved from being a professional pastry chef into being a transformational life coach. And now, granted, there's a story in the midst of all of that, but that is where all of the things I've experienced over the last 3 years in particular has led me. And so the transformation coach era of Coach Chef Kim is probably the best one.
It is a beautiful beautiful thing to experience and see as you transform. Which brings me to today's episode. We're all about momming after divorce.
Yep. Here we are.
Here we are. But we're going to break the ice a little bit.
Okay.
Even though we've already broken the ice a little bit.
Well, let's do it.
But I'm going to do a little story, okay? It's called the I Wish a Mother Would story, okay? And I'm going to read it to you because it's very interesting.
Okay.
All right. 4 former daycare center employees in Mississippi have been charged with felony child abuse in connection with videos that showed them in Halloween scream masks scaring children. Chasing them and threatening them as the monster because they didn't clean up and they weren't listening. I mean, let's roll this clip real quick and just show you a little bit of it. I'm going to warn you, it's a little disturbing to see, and it might make you have like an involuntary reaction, okay? Just check it out.
Okay, this has been good. Don't get hurt. I got you. Jackie's been good. So, Parker, no. That's bad. Are you being bad? You want me to take you outside? You better be good.
Can you believe what you just watched?
No. And as a parent, I don't know how you effectively handle that. Like, how do you engage these people? Because there's no way you're going to tell me it was necessary.
They can't put me near these people. That's the problem, because I would That's very much a I wish a mother would moment.
Yeah.
And I would be in jail.
Like the cleanup song is enough.
Enough.
You know,
we just
it-
clap and sing.
Yeah, clean
Yes.
up, clean up. That's
Because
enough.
You're literally in these children's faces
Yeah.
screaming. The children are crying to no end.
Yeah, no.
They're running and chasing. Like, this is ridiculous. Now, do you think felony charges was too harsh, or do you think it was just enough?
No, I think they probably could go deeper because now you are messing with the matrix of these children, which means this isn't something that they're not like gonna forget. Like, this is in their matrix, and it may not show up right now, but it will show up later in life.
Yeah, I heard somebody with an argument that said that because it was a felony charge, it wasn't intentionally cruel and it wasn't going to affect them. And I'm like, you're so wrong. Because this is going to affect them for
That's
the
psychological
rest
damage
of their lives. And
It is.
psychological damage is worse than any physical damage that
Yes.
anybody can ever do. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Momming after divorce.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so it's a no. I wish a mother would. Tell me what you guys think about this particular story, because it absolutely disturbed me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on to some fun things. We're gonna play a little game.
Oh, okay. Oh.
All right. So you know how you have like those little letter strings
Yeah.
that will give you sentences.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you clues.
Oh, God.
And you're gonna tell me what these things say. Okay, well, this is an easy one.
That's
It's just to
easy.
get you started.
Okay, I wish a mother would.
I wish a mother would. I don't even have to give you a clue on that one.
No,
okay?
I got it. All right.
I
This
wish
is
a
one for
mother
one.
would. Okay, so this is a big one, right? This is
Ooh.
what your mama tells you when you just yelling and you just got all the things to say and you talking and running your mouth, and she just tells you to, you're running your mouth.
Oh, no.
So,
Be quiet before I get. Oh, I give you something to cry about. Oh, trauma.
Oh, these are things that Black mothers say, by the way.
Oh my God. I had to go back.
I'm sorry.
I had to go back with that one.
Please, do not fault me for any traumatic experiences that you may have with these
Yeah.
cards.
Oh my goodness.
All right, ready for the next one?
Okay.
All right. When you are just not following the rules and you're being very hard-headed, your mama will tell you that
A hard head makes a soft behind.
it sure does.
This is so funny. I don't know if I've ever said any of these to my children.
And I pray you don't. Let's end generational curses
Yeah,
now.
please.
Now. End them.
Please.
Okay. When your kids want fast food.
You got McDonald's money? And actually, my kids will say yes.
Actually, I do, because we're not broke besties. We got money over here.
They have grandparents who give them McDonald's money. Yeah.
All right. When your kids leave their socks and stuff all over the place.
Oh, child, do I look like your maid?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Oh, when they forget where they came from, but you remind them that you birthed them.
Oh my God. I have no idea.
You birthed them. I brought you.
Oh, I brought you in this world. I can take you out.
You sure can.
It's giving Claire Huxtable.
It's giving. I brought you into this world and I can take you out.
Yeah, Cosby Show. That's what it's giving.
And last but not least, when we go to the store and you ain't got no money,
Do not ask me for
nothing. Don't ask me for nothing.
nothing. That's why we use pickup. Then my kids can't ask for anything.
That's why we have like a green light card. Kayla has her own little
That's
debit
smart.
card with her picture
Yeah.
on it, and so
They can buy whatever they want.
You can have whatever you like as long as you got money on your card that
Exactly.
you earned.
Oh, mine just texts their grandmama and she refills it.
Oh, okay. I'll be making my children earn money around these streets.
We don't do that.
All right, Kim. So let's just get into our deep dive.
Okay.
Talking about momming after divorce, but more importantly, the after divorce. We're not worried about the divorce because divorce is over. Yes?
Amen.
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 Let's talk about thriving.
Yeah.
Yes. Thriving?
Yes.
Thriving. So can you share your personal journey of going through divorce while managing all of your entrepreneurial pursuits? What were some of the challenges that you faced?
Ooh. Okay. So the biggest challenge was getting injured. in 2020. That was the catalyst to all the things. So when I woke up Thanksgiving morning of 2020, I was fine. When I went to bed, I could no longer close the door. I couldn't take a bra off. I could not undress myself. I couldn't hold a cup.
Whoa.
And I was like, something's wrong. Something's happening. What is this? And we were in the midst of the divorce at that time.
Oh.
So my only help in the house were the kids, right? Because at this point we were already separated. So when I finally made it to the doctor 3 days later, they were like, close your business effective immediately.
But you were a full-time chef.
Full-time pastry chef.
Hey, oh.
Yeah. I said, I'm sorry, it doesn't work. The Real Housewives of Atlanta need their order this weekend. And she was like, you need to close your business effective immediately. And when you are getting divorced from the person who is like the sole breadwinner, who has a corporate job, and you are the entrepreneur, and then somebody comes in and tells you can't do that thing, what do you mean?
Yeah, that's...
like that doesn't make any sense. And so I had a choice. I could either wallow in self-pity, or I could pivot and I could thrive.
Okay.
And so that is what I did. So that reality of that Tuesday, I'll never forget it, was the hardest part of the whole process. Was that, okay, so we're getting divorced, and now I'm physically unable to do the thing that made me money. So that for me was definitely the hardest piece in figuring out, how am I going to make money without that steady income.
And then you have these babies depending on you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That'll do it. So can you tell me a little bit about how your support system, because I heard you talking about your mother and the kids' grandmother. So how is their overall village and your support system kind of helped you in all of that? Just be able to do all the things, because you do the things.
I do a lot of things. And so my support system isn't just like, when we think support system, think outside of just your family. And I refer to it as your family of origin.
Yeah.
So my family of origin would be like aunts, uncles, cousins, like all these people you're blood related to. And for me, my kids have always had chosen family. So the entire bridal party, from the wedding, right? Like, when I got married, they had to take a vow to me. So even though I vowed to him, they vowed to me. And so they were there for the wedding. They were there for the divorce. And so when all this went down, they were like, what do you need? Like, how can we help you? How can we show up for you? And remember, this is 2020, middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So this was, dropping things off at the door. Not really having visitors or anything like that. My parents, rock solid at all points. What do you need? You can't do this. You need to be in physical therapy. I was in physical therapy 7 months.
You were injured
because I was injured at the same time. So it's the emotional and the physical toll of all the things. And then just having people that you can just text in the middle of the night, like, yo, I don't feel like being strong today. And it was during this process I got rid of being the strong friend.
Yeah.
So
we got to this point. We're injured. But before we were injured, we were already separated. So what got us there? Because how long were y'all married first?
We were married for 5 years at this point. The funny part of our divorce story is we got divorced the same week we got married.
No.
So our marriage date and our divorce date are literally 3 days apart. Karma. The universe is funny. So for us, it was one of those things where pre-pandemic, I asked him, why are we married? Like, why are we together? This was the week of Valentine's Day of 2020. And his response was, I don't know. And I immediately texted the makeup artist from my wedding, who was a lawyer, and said, we're getting divorced.
Oh my.
It was literally just that. We had just made it to the point where we were just like two passing ships in the night. Roommates. You know what I mean? Yeah, literally. And we had been at that point for 2 years. And so, because most people are like, we didn't even know, like, y'all weren't together. Well, we were in the middle of a pandemic when all this went down. So even the divorce process itself, we never had to see each other. We had to get on Zoom in order to get divorced. We sat in the waiting room longer than we sat in the Zoom room with the judge. And so it wasn't like any, I don't want to say animosity. It was probably the smoothest divorce ever for us.
Okay.
Because it just no longer served us as people. And I think that one of the things a lot of people miss is when a woman grows and you don't grow with her, and you keep this image of who she was as opposed to who she's evolving into, we have a problem.
Right.
Like when you met me, I was just a chef. But in the time that we've been together, I've gotten a master's degree. I've launched multiple businesses. Like, I'm not the same person.
He's holding on to that same.
Yeah. So when everything that you did to get me no longer works, what do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah. So we really just grew apart.
Yeah.
There was, no love loss or nothing like that. It was just like, why?
But what were the signs that made you ask him that one pivotal question? Like,
okay, so communication breakdown, I think, is the easiest way to put it. So we had the kids and I had flown to Chicago, and we were flying back. And I had been texting him all day. The flight is delayed. We'll be there at whatever time, whatever. We arrived at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport at 2:17 a.m. And I texted him and said, we're walking out of the airport. And he responded, have a safe trip home. And I looked at, that was exactly my face. And I said, I'm sorry. Are you not here
to pick us up?
So he said, no, I'm in South Carolina. Yes.
Okay.
So it was, and I was like, it's 2:17 in the morning. And we have no way to get home. And so we had to call an Uber and we got home. But like, he was like, I didn't know that the expectation was that I was supposed to pick you up.
You're my husband.
It doesn't matter. By that point, the communication had broken down that much that this wasn't common knowledge that I'm telling you all of this for a reason. No.
Oh my.
And that was when it hit me that, wow, when was the last time we actually had a conversation? Because there's no reason that something this big should have gone unnoticed.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of I don't need a whole lot of things. That was enough.
That's a base, like, pick me up from the airport at 2 o'clock in the morning with my children.
Yeah.
With my children.
Yeah.
So now we out here in these ATL streets
absolutely at 2 o'clock in the morning.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Oh,
they have hands up.
Well, as the queen of pivots, we pivoted from that moment, and we pivoted professionally at that point. So, tell me a little bit about what you're doing now and how it is fulfilling you in a way like no other, because I see a different you.
Yes.
I see a different glow in you.
Yeah.
When I see you operate and move, you move with ease. So just lay it on me, girl.
So, getting to this point, like when you're stripped of everything, and for me, 2020, the end of 2020, beginning of 2021 was the stripping, right? Like I call that like my pruning season, where relationships ended, the divorce happened. And then I went to Miami, and I was at a retreat, and my job at the retreat was to essentially hold space for all the people there. Right. And because I had gone into this like deconstruction from church, and it wasn't that I wasn't religious. It was just, I was leaning more into spirituality at that time. Yeah. And so I was just there to hold space. And on the way back, I was like, I think I want to be a life coach.
Wow. Just like
on the 12-hour ride back from Miami, that was a thought. I got back home, and 3 days later I had enrolled in the program to become a life coach. And that program, what I did not know was going to exponentially change who I was as a person, because that program it wasn't like, here's some worksheets, go coach people. It was like, let's do some inner child healing. And so I had to do the work.
That wasn't what you were
That's
expecting.
not what I was signing up for. And so I had to confront all sorts of things. I was hypnotized in a coaching session. Went back to like first grade trauma I had put out of my brain and didn't believe it. Had asked my mother, was that real? And she was like, yes. Where'd that come from?
Wow.
So I went through this program, like 9 months of me like really dealing with inner child work and healing myself. And then I was like, ooh, I can do this for other people. And so now I do it for other people. Not nearly as intense. Like we not crying every single session. But it is a matter of, I know who I am and I'm comfortable in my skin.
Mhm.
And I think this is the first time in my life I've been this comfortable with who I am. And so because I am true to me, like my favorite thing, like when people are like, how do you know, how do you get all things done? And I'm like, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no.
There you go.
I'm grown as hell.
And I tell you, I'm grateful to be a hell yes.
You are a hell yes in my life. Like, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And that's how I decipher between what I'm going to do versus what I'm not going to do. And that keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
So instead of like running behind kids, doing all the things for all the people, I'm just like, what brings me joy today?
Right. Goodbye, people pleasing. Goodbye.
And if it's nothing, guess what we do? Nothing.
Nothing. Just be.
And I don't feel bad about it.
And I am getting to that point now where I can just sit and be.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful.
It is.
Beautiful thing.
But it takes a lot to get there.
It does.
Yeah.
It takes a heck of a lot. So I'm just so grateful, and I'm not gonna. Oh God, I'm so grateful for you because probably almost a year ago, I was probably right now at this very time, I was sitting on your floor at your old house.
At the old house.
We'll talk about that. But I was sitting on the floor at your old house, not knowing what I was going to do because I just separated from my husband.
Yeah.
He was a corporate breadwinner.
Yeah.
And here I am as this creative that, I don't have health insurance. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Right? And you showed me so many different tricks and tools that you had gotten under your belt in the space of content creation. And you really just like held my hand through it and you showed out for me, and I just want to tell you how grateful I am for that.
Yes.
Because on this other side, divorce final 2 weeks ago.
Amen.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Love that.
I am so much happier. I am back to myself.
Mm-hmm.
The 5.0 version.
Yeah.
And I'm literally, I just feel so at ease.
Yes.
And that's just like what it is. It's like, I can feel what I see in you.
Yes. And it's a different level of living your life because when you're on the brink of divorce, everything is unknown, right? And so everything that you thought your life was going to look like, it doesn't look like that. And now you're like, what is my life going to look like going forward?
Right.
And for some people, that's scary. For me, it wasn't. For me, that was opportunity. So when you came to my house, I'm like, yo, this is what we can do. Like, listen, like, let's do the things. We can shoot videos. We can shoot all sorts of things because I came up with 13 different ways to build my income post-divorce. And it's something about the freedom of, I don't have to answer to you. Like, I have to do what I have to do in order to take care of my kids.
Right.
And so I was like, well, here's all these things you can do to take care of your children. And then you went and did them. Like, I think that's the biggest piece.
That's the biggest piece.
And like, look at where we are. Like, come on, dude. Like, you are literally thriving. And I think once you get through the scary part of the unknown, then you're like, well, what do I want this to look like?
Right.
That's up to you.
You build the life you want.
Yeah, build the life you want now that you no longer have the life you didn't.
Well. Well, tell the people where they can find out about all of the things that you taught me how to do. Because they might want to know.
Absolutely. So because Shanequa was one of those first people, it has blossomed into a whole community of people. It's called the Empowered Entrepreneur Academy. So you can find it on coachchefkim.com. Just go to the top and click Academy. You can also go to learn.coachchefkim.com. The biggest piece for me for women entrepreneurs to be empowered is that this is more than how do I make money? Yes, I teach you how to make money. The bigger piece of that is how do I get my mind right? Because having a whole lot of money, but you still like stuck in your feelings and you don't know how to get over them and you crying every day, that is not helping you. So the Academy really focuses on the mindset of a woman, and it focuses on ways that you can learn how to do mindfulness incorporated into every day. How do you get a break from your kids as a single mom?
Right.
Like, how do you find the time to create space for yourself? That is what the Academy is for. And so I'm super glad I get to share that with you and your audience.
Exactly. Because, I mean, once you are in the space where you can make space for yourself, then you can thrive.
Then you can thrive.
Because if you can't take that step back and really get your mental right, like, because my mental
can't.
was off for a little while.
And that's to be
And then I
expected.
snapped out of
Yeah,
it.
but like, you know, the thing that I tell people all the time is I do not pour into other people from my cup. I pour from the overflow.
From the overflow.
So I am always full.
Mhm.
And if I'm not, then I'm not answering my phone. Like, I have nothing to give you.
There you go.
And so I make sure that I stay full and I teach other people how to fill their cup, and then everybody else gets to overflow. And that's it.
Amen to that, sister. Well, I just want to thank you again for being on I Wish a Mother Would.
Absolutely.
And I wish a mother would try to stop us because we are taking over the world. Yes, honey?
Absolutely.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Help a Mother Out craft segment. So today's craft segment is a little sneaky because it's not really a craft, but it is a craft, but it's not a craft, but it is a craft. Because I had my kids craft with this particular thing. I have always had trouble with my little people remembering what their morning routine is, what their afternoon routine is, specifically their afternoon routine. Morning routine is pretty simple, but what they need to do in the afternoon, including chores. My children have been doing chores since they were 2. But I've created so many different charts to help them get to where their crafts and their routines are, but this is by far one of my favorites. And this is called like a little flip chart. I'll call it a routine flip chart. So I have 2 here. One of them is Kayla's morning routine, and the other one is Kayla's afternoon routine. So it's flipped together using Velcro, but one thing that I just discovered, is this Aleene's Tack It Over and Over, and it works just like Velcro, okay? So what you do is, I have this printable on my website and Etsy store. You can grab the printable and then you can customize it and add in your child's picture and then add in your child's name, okay? So instead of saying Kayla's morning routine, it would say Sarah's morning routine. And then after you customize that, if your routine or their routine is not the same as my children's routine, you can just swap out what you need to swap out. So everything's already there for you. So of course they're gonna brush their teeth and wash their face in the morning. I hope so. So that will probably stay the same. Get dressed. I have a little African-American little boy there. You might put a little girl there, however you want to work that out. Make my bed, eat breakfast, grab a book, bag, water, put on your shoes, and then you do morning book or TV. If you guys have time for that, if you don't, then you may not even have that segment there, and then go to the car. They may ride the bus, so you can change that as well. But the crafty part of this is, once you print it, you'll print it double-sided. All the pages are included for morning routine and afternoon routines. Once you print it, you'll cut up the strips, and then you can do one of 2 things. You can use Velcro, which is what I used initially before I found out about this Tack It Over. And you can use Velcro, then they'll stick here. And then once they finish it, it just flips up and it says, I'm done, right? Or you can use this Tack It Over. So the Tack It Over, is in one spot right now. I have it right here. And literally all you do is pull it up and it's stuck. And then you can pull it down and you can do it again. Pull it up, and it's stuck. No. And you can tack it again. So you can tack it over and over again, just like Velcro, okay? So they just press it in and then it tacks on, and then you flip all of them up. So once they finish all of their activities, they flip it up and they're done, and they don't have to ask you in the afternoon, Mommy, what am I supposed to do? Look at your chart. Look at your chart. All right. This is another Help a Mother Out craft. I hope that it was helpful for you, just like it is helpful for me every single day. If you give this a try and you get this printable from my site at dashercreations.com, make sure you tag Dasher Creations and use the hashtag Help a Mother Out or I Wish a Mother Would podcast. I will see you later. All right, welcome to Help a Mother Out in the kitchen. So here I have a good friend of mine and my sorority sister, Miss Camara Jenkins of Cam You Taste It. And Cam You Taste It. Cam, you taste it. Okay, sorry. I can't help but cheer for you. Anyway, what are we doing today, girl?
So today we're going to make a quick snack, right? We're going to call it Monster Ball.
Monster Ball. balls.
So we're just gonna take, I'm sure that most of you, if you have some leftover cake, this is the easiest way to do a cake pop. So you take some leftover cake and we're gonna just take a piece of it.
What size cake is that? That's so cute.
This is a 4-inch cake. You don't know.
It's like a little baby smash cake.
It's even smaller than a baby smash cake. So we're
Oh.
gonna crumble it up. I use the bag because it's a lot easier because you're gonna have to smash some frosting in there to get it real nice and moist.
And that will keep the mess away, right?
correct.
Because the kids are gonna love to like smash the cake. Like,
Yep.
oh yeah.
So after we get some frosting, this is homemade frosting, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to dip your fingers in it. We're gonna put a little in the bag, and we're gonna see how we can mix this around first to make sure it's all completely mixed in, because we want to make a ball and we want to make it moist enough with the frosting and the cake to have a good even amount so that the frosting coats the cake and we can make a ball that sticks together.
So like a 50-50 mixture.
Yeah, or it depends on the kids, because my kids, they like more frosting than cake. But you'd still need some cake to actually make a ball.
Make it. So you really don't need much cake, but you need some.
Some, you gotta have some.
Okay.
But we're gonna dip it in the chocolate after we make a ball. Now at home, I would usually put these after I make it, I would leave it in the refrigerator for a few minutes, just so it can solidify.
Like 10 minutes?
10 to 15 minutes is good.
Mhm.
And that gives you time to melt your chocolate. You can go ahead and mix the chocolate up.
Okay.
But once you mix your chocolate, then once the balls are created and they sat for a little while, then you can go ahead and drop them in the chocolate. Like I said, once you get it and there's a nice mixture of the frosting,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to roll it around in our hands so we can get that ball shape. So you just grab, like I said, some of this.
And I know the kids will have a good time with that.
Exactly, right? It's almost like Play-Doh and
Yes.
slime and everything else.
But you can
right?
eat it.
But you can eat it. And so here we're going to, like I said, roll it around
Mm-hmm.
like a ball, put it in a ball shape. And then,
Chocolate.
ta-da!
Oh, perfect. It's already a little ball.
It's already
And
a
like
ball.
this chocolate is nice and creamy over here in this little mixer, this little
Yes,
warmer.
So I use a Wilton warmer because it's a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's eye level for the children, so then they can see it. They don't need to, touch anything hot necessarily.
Yeah.
And your hands are on
My
it.
hands
so
are on it. So yeah, I guess hot might be hot. No, it's not hot. It's okay.
not hot. So you can definitely touch it.
Okay.
And then what we're gonna do, like I said, is once it's chilled
Mm-hmm.
in the freezer, let's just pretend, hey, it's been in there for 15 minutes, and now you want to take this ball and you want to dip it in your chocolate.
So you just take it by hand and dip it?
You technically could,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's why I got this spoon,
Okay.
so that you can then roll it around.
Ah.
Right, and so it's once you take it out, it's done.
All
so
right,
we're gonna
I'm
take it out. And you can put it right there.
Okay, what about all this extra? Is that okay?
Once you put it, so what I do is I flip my spoon over
Mhm.
and put it down like right there.
Okay.
And then once it's dry, there you go.
Okay.
Look at you.
I
Oh,
did
think
it.
you're a
I
pro.
Did it.
You might be a pro at this.
This is my first time ever doing cake balls of some sort.
Monster ball.
Monster balls.
Correct. So once it's like this, it'll dry. Some kids, they don't want to wait for it to dry, but chocolate, this particular melting chocolate takes about 2 minutes to dry.
Okay, so
honestly.
not too long.
Yeah, this is definitely a good dessert.
Now, if we were doing sprinkles, do we need to add them right now before they dry?
Before that dries,
Okay.
yes. So if you want sprinkles, you're definitely able to add sprinkles.
And then,
Ta-da!
boom,
So
you would have this beautiful, you would have this beautiful ball right here.
with the sprinkles added, just to give it a nice touch and
Can I
some
eat this?
festive.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. It's mine?
definitely
It's
all
mine?
yours.
Mm. Oh, man. Oh, wait, is this red velvet?
No, it's just chocolate.
It's
I
just
use
chocolate.
red frosting.
Oh, need to use the red frosting. Real good. Real good. So tell the people, what do you have coming up? I think you do. Usually it's some holidays coming up, so you got special little kits for the kids.
Yes, so I enjoy making cookie kits. So I make sugar cookies in the shape of whatever holiday is going on. So it could be Halloween, it could be Christmas, It could be Easter, so I'm going to make bunnies and carrots and Christmas trees and Santa Clauses and snowmen. And I make 12 cookies in a kit, and I include 3 different colors of frosting and then 2 sprinkles with it so that the kids can decorate their own cookies and leave them out for Santa or eat them, for Halloween or trick or treat or, Easter.
Yay. So where can they find you? Where can they find these kits?
So Can You Taste It is my Instagram and Facebook page.
And it'll be at the bottom of the screen.
And it'll be at the bottom of the screen. Additionally, I have a vending event coming up October 21st where I will be selling cookies, cakes, and cupcakes.
And that's in the local Atlanta area. So if you're not in Atlanta, so sorry for you.
Sorry.
But you can't order cookie kits because you deliver, don't you?
I do ship, and I do ship cookies because it's the easiest thing to do. And maybe a pound cake or 2. No cakes, no frosting, no fondant. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much because now I can make these little balls at home with children.
Yes, ma'am.
They're yummy, and I'm here for it. Guys, thank you for coming again to to help a mother out in the kitchen. I'm chewing, honey. Don't judge me, okay? Thank you so much, Camara.